Okay, in question number 27, we are given a function which describes a certain relationship. It describes the relationship between the temperature and the height above a distant planet's surface. So the idea here is that if you know the height that you want to talk about on this planet, this function will tell you what the temperature is at that height. Okay, so what happens? Well, the temperature appears to go down. So at a height of 0, at ground level, it looks like we start at 45 degrees. And every kilometer we travel up, we go down by 1.25 degrees. Okay, so this is a statement about the temperature as a function of the height. What if I wanted a function that told me the height as a function of the temperature? Where I would give an information about a certain temperature, and that function would tell me how high above the surface I must be. That would be the inverse equation. This would be the inverse equation of the one we started with. So let's find that inverse equation. What we're going to do is we are going to say, we're going to put this into a slightly different format first. Actually, let's do it a different way. I am going to write it out like this. I'm going to use that inverse notation. And then I'm going to flip the spots of the variable and the output. So I'm going to say h is equal to 45 minus 1.25 of this inverse equation. Okay, that's the same way we've seen it before in class. I just didn't write the y and switch it and then go back. I've just kind of eliminated that y step. But now we just want to solve. So we are going to say that if we subtracted 45 on both sides and we divided by negative 1.25, then we would have our inverse function. Okay, I'm going to simplify that and call that 45 minus h over 1.25. Okay, so that would be our inverse function. If we're looking over here and we want to say which statement best describes the inverse, well, our original equation was the temperature as a function of the height. So now we have the height as a function of the temperature. The height when the temperature is a certain amount of degrees. Our inverse function is given here, 45 minus h over 1.25. So if we did 45 minus 29, if we're evaluating at a height of 29, then we would be looking at 45 minus 29 is 16. 16 divided by 1.25. It's going to come out to be a whole number. Come out to be 12.8.